Welcome to Coweta Schools Game Day, where we highlight the student athletes and athletic programs in the Coweta County school system that bring so much excitement to our community throughout the year. I'm Hap Hines, principal of the Central Educational Center. This program is being brought to you by the video and audio team members here at CEC through our school system's CCS-TV YouTube channel. We'll cover Friday's matches between the East Coweta Indians and the North Cobb Warriors, the Newnan Cougars and Arabia Mountain, and Northgate and Northside Columbus, and the football action coming up in September. We'll bring you the action and clips from past games and talk about players and coaches with East Coweta head coach John Small, Newnan head coach Chip Walker, and Northgate head coach Kevin Whitley right here on Game Day, so stay with us. Welcome back to Coweta Schools Game Day. I'm with my main man and friend, head football coach of the East Coweta Indians, John Small. Coach, always glad to have you back, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. Hines.
Coach, like you said, your kids are playing so hard. I know it wasn't the result that they wanted, but a valiant effort nonetheless in Ackworth Friday night. I know you don't like to look ahead, but I think these games are going to serve your guys real well come playoff time.
Well, that's the goal. You hope it does. You want to win them and still get battle tested if you can. But played a tough North Cobb football team on the road Friday, and they came out on top 27-20. We had some chances to win the ball game. Didn't capitalize on some things, but we still got a lot of things within our team we're working on to try to develop and grow them through. And but a lot of kids stepped up and made a lot of plays for us, and they're playing very hard, and we just got to get everybody on the same page doing that consistently. But you learn a lot about yourself in a loss, uncovers a lot of things, and then you get to go back to work on them. And they came out yesterday morning ready to work, get back after it, and get prepared for the next one.
Well, Coach, you know, it was just a matter of running out of time. You know, right there at the end, they really made a good surge to come back. Kids playing hard, no quit in them. You know, a play here or a couple minutes there, and it might be a different outcome. And there are not many people that can say they've been to North Cobb, who's a top 10 team traditionally every year in, year out in the state. But you guys have had a lot of success there, and I really think this is going to really, you know, be a good indicator for the rest of the year and a good test that'll serve your players well.
No doubt. As long as we respond the right way and don't react, you know, that's the goal. And getting these guys to focus on the process, not the end result, you know, taking moment by moment, day by day, and not looking ahead, you know, to anything, but let's just get better in the moment that we're in and approach it day by day. And that's what we're trying to get through to our kids. And it's a long season. You know, playoffs start later on, but we're not even thinking about that right now. We're thinking about how do we get better at East Coweta to be the best version of ourselves we can be.
Awesome. With that being said, and you've heard this over and over, a team can be undefeated in non-region play, but you haven't won anything. You know, a team could also have not had a win in non-region play, and you haven't lost anything. It's all about hitting that stride come in region play, and you've still got a few more games to prepare for that dawning region schedule.
Right.
But I think there's a lot to be excited about with your guys and as hard as they're playing.
No doubt, exactly. And then our next opponent is a playoff team with a lot of athletes, a well-coached football team at Lovejoy that's going to be coming into Garland Shoemake, and you know that's our main focus. And we have an off week coming up that I think all of us need, all of our players and our coaches. But we got to grind through and battle through this one this week and try to get us a W.
Absolutely. Coach, I got to ask, with a tough 3-game slate to start the season, you know, how are your guys holding up? Anybody banged up or anything like that? The health of the team pretty good?
Naturally, you're going to have some kids banged up. You know, everybody's banged up, but then you got some guys that are out right now that we're hoping to get back by region play. But we've had some other kids step in, and that's what they got to do, and it's getting them valuable reps and getting them prepared. But we're hoping to get some of the injured guys back before region play, and that's the goal.
Awesome. Well, as I alluded to earlier, Coach, your kids are playing hard, and they're coming real, like you said, giving everything they've got in hostile environments like North Cobb, playing teams, you know, Newnan, Sandy Creek, and like you said, I think it's just going to really set the pace for the rest of the year as hard as they're playing, and a lot of good things to come. Let's take a look from Friday night's highlights.
Yeah, offensively, we were able to move the football on, running it. Ricky Howell there, he's a sophomore running back, and he was our offensive player of the game, City Hope offensive player of the game. Offensive line's playing really well. Cohen Peoples playing really well.
Yeah,
Here's a little bubble out to Jay Sean Stegall. Makes a good catch and run here. Physical run. We're just looking for more consistency out of the receiving core. Come back here with third and long here, give it to Ricky Howell again. Does a good job of getting down there and picking up the first down.
He is a speed demon.
Yeah, he can run, and very physical kid. Here they had us pinned down here on a punt. Cohen does a good job of reading it, getting us out of the end zone there. You know, our goal down here, which we talked to our kids about, is get at least 2 first downs and flip the field. And fortunately, we got 3 first downs and got out of there. Another big run here by Ricky Howell, moving the sticks for us. Again, the offensive line of the Hurd brothers, Courtney and Cortland, and Hosmel Burgos Baez, and Jaden Amy and Ethan Colton doing a great job up front for us. Our tight ends, Chase Beatles and Easton Bowles, doing a great job blocking. Here we come out, throw a little fast screen to Walter Maestri, another sophomore receiver.
Some young guys really making a name for themselves.
They are, and they're continuing to grow. You know, the maturation process is what we need to speed up with them. Come back here, Cole makes a good decision with the ball. We had 3 busted routes right there. We run a concept, you know, every day in practice, and none of them ran the concept right there. So Cohen had to tuck it and run, but he improvises very well for us. Here's another, you know, quick decision by him, sticking his head down, being a physical runner. Showed a lot of toughness on Friday at quarterback for us. Really kept us in the ball game. Here's 4th down late in the game. Does a good job here of avoiding pressure. Scramble rules take place, and then he makes a throw there to pick up the first 2.
That is a big-time play right there.
To Jay Sean. And it looks like they were getting a lot of pressure there, but you don't have 8 seconds to get open. So here's another good throw to James Stroud. Again, that's third and 15, you know, backed up, and the kid's making a play. So we're so close. It'll play in a minute. Here's Ricky again, busting one out, almost takes this one to the house. This is a huge play here at the 4th quarter. Gets us down there. He usually doesn't get hawked down, but he was pretty worn out last Friday night. Special teams wise continues to be a plus for us with Aaron McWilliams. He put 5 in the end zone, which makes them start on the 20 every time. He also hit a field goal for us, punted well. You'll see some of that here in just a minute. Here's an extra point early in the game. And the execution of Ryan Story to Andrew Schock. He didn't make it, so. Another kickoff here. You know, we try to warn our kids that don't get used to it going in the end zone every time. You still got to hustle downfield. Right. So wasn't real pleased with some of our effort here because they kind of just expected to go in, but that time it doesn't. They're going to get you if you're not prepared. So really stressing that with our kids. But here's one of the strengths of our team is our return game. Thought we had a chance every time they kicked it, if we were going to catch it, that we could take it to the house. You know, instead of starting at the 20, we're able to get up here and start at the 35, 40 each time, which is what we want to do. Here's a field goal from the hash, which is a tough kick for a kicker.
I can definitely speak to that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So, but he nails it through. Very consistent kid, very even-keeled kid. Here's another one of his kickoffs.
Yeah, he's going to be special, Coach.
It's impressive what he does with that ball. So, again, coverage has to get better there. Here's another return here that we get good yardage on.
Coach, through the years, I don't think I've seen a team have near the success on kickoff returns that I've seen a John Small team have.
Well,
every year you are going to have a few touchdowns, some long breakaways, just real good special teams play.
I attribute that to our coaches. Coach Washington does our return and just does a great job with having a plan every week and us working that plan. So a lot of credit goes to our staff of coaching those kids up. We tried a little rugby style kick this week with because he can do it.
Right.
And it gives us some different options.
Get him right there inside the 10.
Get it
great
pinned
coverage,
down
great
there.
kick.
Yeah, Connor Daly was making his first start on punt team and did a great job getting down making a tackle. Here's an extra point here. This is big because there's 7:55 left in the game. If they score, now it becomes you got to go for two twice. Right. But our kids keep battling, and we go, hey, if we block this kick right here, then now it's a two-score game with extra points. So was really proud of their effort on that. The week before we blocked one, they didn't return it. We told them you can return a field goal. That guy tried to return an extra point. P.J. Clennon here, defense played outstanding, played physical. P.J. Clennon just continues to get better and better, just a tremendous worker. Here's a swarm of Indians right there. They had a great running back, two great running backs, a running quarterback, and could also sling it a little bit. Very big up front. We're not as big up front, but our kids really played hard. There's Silas Stover, who's been out for a little bit with an injury. He was our hog of the week. He had 13 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss and a sack. And he's not very big. He just plays with a lot of heart. And Chris Robinson, he's a first-time starter this year, this season. He had a big game for us. Lucas Knockin, of course, we could say his name every week.
I hear that name a lot,
Plays
Coach.
tremendously hard. But was really, really proud of the effort the guys gave. We got off the field sometimes when we better on third down than the week before, which we didn't like our third down efficiency on defense the week before, but got a little bit better this week. This is right before the half with 1:20 on the clock. They take a shot. Great play there by Elijah Farrell, making his first start at corner.
That's great coverage.
Competitive kid. Come back here swarming again. Chris Robinson, Tyler Horsley, you can name everybody on the defense there. 21 needs to get his butt to the ball there too. Again, caused fumble here at the end of the game. Lucas Knockin gets it. Chris Robinson causes it. And now we got a chance to get back in the ball game. So,
well, Coach, you're putting out a lot of names right there, which is going to be a big reason to be very optimistic as the team kind of progresses through the season. How will that play out on your City of Hope big play board?
Well, our City of Hope defensive player of the game was Lucas Knockin, who played outstanding.
He played his heart out.
Our City of Hope offensive player of the game was Ricky Howe, sophomore running back. City of Hope special teams player was Aaron McWilliams. You could probably give it to him every week if you wanted to.
He is something.
Our hog of the week was Silas Stover, as we mentioned. That goes to the best lineman on either side of the ball for the night. And then our Georgia Farm Bureau player of the week was P.J. Clennon. Our scout offensive player of the week this week was Jake Gaines, a senior tight end that plays for us, but he also services, just does a great job. And then our defensive player of the game is a young man who's a junior, who's moved position a couple times, Brandon Seaborn, who's continuing to get better and improve, and hopefully see him on the grass soon.
Right. Well, Coach, kids are playing hard. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the kids are playing hard. The schedule is going to pay off. And this week, what's going to be great is you've got a home game as the Lovejoy Wildcats will be coming in undefeated. But like I said, it's going to be a great atmosphere at the Shoe. Tell us about this upcoming matchup with Lovejoy.
Well, it's youth night, which is always exciting to get our youth out there to the ball game. But we're going to bring in a very talented Lovejoy team, a very athletic team, a very well-coached team by Coach Carson over there, and his staff do a tremendous job. A lot of respect for those guys. So we're going to have a tough challenge on our hands, and we've got to get back to the mindset of the expectation of winning, and not hoping that it happens. But that's what we're focusing on this week with our kids, and learning how to respond, not react. And so we're going to do that all week and see what product we put out there Friday night.
Well, Coach, we're excited. Can't wait to see it Friday night. Any more parting words for EC Indian Nation?
Yeah, I just can't thank them enough. And we have unbelievable fans and support, unbelievable families. it's just what makes it a special place. So we want to put a great product on the field for them to be proud of.
Awesome. Well, I know Friday night's going to be another great time, great chance, great opportunity for your kids. We're looking forward to it. Coach, great job as always. Looking forward to having you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we'll be back more with Coweta Sports Game Day in just a few moments. Thank you. Welcome back to Coweta Schools Game Day. I'm with my dear friend, Coach Kevin Whitley, head coach of the Northgate Vikings. Coach, so good to always have you back here, my
Thank
friend.
you for having us.
Coach, I know it wasn't the outcome we all wanted Friday night, but there is no doubt under your tutelage, a lot of great player development is taking place under your leadership. Tell us a little bit about Friday night's game. I know your players are going to be hitting stride come region play.
Yeah, well, I think first of all, we haven't responded well to I call it sudden change. Let me say that. We had the lightning delay. We went out and warmed up, and then we had to come in for the lightning delay, so that kind of threw us off schedule. But our kids are still playing hard. We definitely want to win the game, not the outcome we want, but we realize, better days lie ahead.
Right. Well, we all know how tough the non-region schedule was going to be going into the season, and I think this is going to be very beneficial for you and your team. Don't you agree with that notion?
Definitely. I mean, you definitely want to play teams that definitely, point out your weaknesses and things you need to work on. I think, during the 3-week process here, we've definitely learned a lot about who we are, what things we need to work on, things we need to get better at, and that's what we're trying to do. So we got an open week this week, and then we'll get ready for a really good Newnan team.
Awesome. Well, it's just as I've been saying all along, it's all about hitting stride come region play. Your kids are playing hard. There's no doubt about that. A lot of big plays on defense there Friday night.
Yeah.
We're getting closer and closer. So there's a lot of positives to take from these first 3 games. Just fine-tuning a few things here or there, and I think like I said, we've got some great days ahead of us in Valhalla.
Yeah, I don't have any doubt about that. The biggest thing right now is just keeping the guys motivated, keeping them positive, and understanding that this is a process. This is part of the process that most people really don't want to go through, no matter whether it's in sports or building a business or whatever it is. So things normally don't happen overnight, and I've been a part of this process a number of times. So, we're just going to keep working. Our kids are playing hard. They made some plays. We got to start making more plays than the other team. So that's where we'll get to.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, I could not agree more with that. You are a proven winner, and under your guidance, a lot of success is coming your way. Let's take a look at some of the Friday night's highlights at Northside Columbus.
I thought we put a lot better defensively. We still got some things we need to clean up on. As you can see, guys are running to the ball. There's a big pass breakup by Jet Clark. Right here is a catch by Xavier King, one of our slot receivers. And like I said, we're running to the ball. I mean, that's 11 guys in the picture, so we're getting to where we need to be. This is a really big play by Mason McKnight. We wish we could have scored here, high point the ball, and now we got to get down here in front and make some blocks. All right, if we can do that, we could possibly score here, probably change the momentum of the game. But that's great field position, 24-yard line there. Again, another big play by a couple D linemen. I think that's Jet Clark on that play. Offensively, we're still growing. Got a young team. That's a good run here by another 9th grader. That's Woody Scatini. Made a good run there. So again, as we go through the clips, you see a lot of good things happening. But again, we got to get better. We got to get stronger. Right there, that's a good tackle by Walker Johnson. We got to knock guys back on contact. But again, the guys are playing hard. I think they're kind of grasping what we're trying to do defensively and offensively. It's a big catch by Mason. He played a little bit on offense as well. So we'll probably try to incorporate that a little more into what we're doing. This is Chubb, Connor Chubb, which is a 10th grader. And like I said, all of our guys are really young guys, but again, they're playing hard. They're trying to learn the schemes. And as we continue to get better, it'll have another good run by Woody here. Again, a 9th grader. That'll be a really good player for us. Again, defensively, we're tackling. Like I said, we want to get a little more physical at the point of attack. We got to get better up front, offense and defensive line-wise, and I think we'll be fine.
But the confidence is really starting to gain a lot of great plays right here.
Yeah, I mean, the kids are playing well. Like I said, again, the part of that, we just got to keep getting better and understanding what we're good at and what we're not good at. So here's another turnover. I think we had 3 turnovers. Create 3 turnover takeaways.
Yeah, that's very good defensive.
So we got to somehow get those to points. But again, we play a lot better defensively. So we're getting there. I think the guys, again, understanding what we're doing, we'll make some tweaks and adjustments, and we'll keep keep on keeping on.
Well, it is definitely coming, Coach. And as you alluded to, Rome was not built in a day. These kids keep trusting the process, keep playing like they're playing, and good things are going to be coming. I no doubt about that.
No doubt, no doubt. Like I said, again, it's a lot of effort. As long as the kids are playing hard, they're very coachable, and so we're gonna get there. That's another quarterback. I think that is Zolan Lewis on that catch there. Again, this is Malik Jr. And again, all these guys are underclassmen. You know what I mean? So those guys will be back. But right now, we got to make sure that we get ready for region play so our seniors can go out the right way.
Right. Well, Coach, it is a young bunch, and I can see the improvements week in, week out. A lot of great kids that a lot of names that I'm starting to hear, some that I'm getting real familiar with, that are making good plays. How did that all play out on your big play board this year? Or this week?
Yeah, I think really with the big play board there, again, defensively we played a lot better. Offensively, we got to take some of those takeaways and create points out of them.
Right.
We missed a field goal, we hit the goalpost, but again, that's all a part of what we're doing. That was his first attempt of the year. So as we continue to get better and keep working, I think the big play board will be, start going in our favor. But right now, we gotta capitalize on the self-inflicted wounds.
Right.
I think we had a personal foul. I think we had some illegal procedure calls, some offside calls. So those things you can't do to get yourself behind the stick. So when we get off schedule, we struggle a little bit.
Gotcha.
So as long as we can stay on, win first and second down, but offense and defense, I think we have a shot.
Absolutely. Coach, you've got a bye week coming into this week. What are some of the things you're looking to get out of this bye week before you head into a big crosstown rivalry?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, first of all, we got some guys with some bumps and bruises. Hopefully they can get better. But again, for us, it's not an off week. We got to approach this thing like we got a game this week.
Yes, sir.
We'll make sure we get in the weight room the next couple of days. Keep trying to get stronger in that regard. And then we have a JV and 9th grade team. So those guys both play this week. So we'll make sure that those guys are ready to go and keep that young talent excited about what they're doing. But again, you get a head start on your opponent. So we've already started looking at Newnan, and so that should help in our preparation.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, going into that game, it's region play, the real season, and I know coaches, every game is part of the real season, but going into this with it being the first region game, crosstown rivalry, we've got 2 championship coaches going head to head, two great programs going head to head. Tell us how excited you are about that matchup, what should be a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in the community is excited about the matchup. I want to say it's a matchup that hadn't happened in a couple of years, so it's going to be a new deal for both fan bases. But again, I think it's a game that everybody wants to see. So we got to be ready to go. I've been knowing Chip Walker a long time, since his Sandy Creek days, and I was at Creekside. Yeah. So we battled a number of times, so there won't be any secrets there. We know each other very well. We're good friends. So we just won't be friends on Friday. Right. So we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go, and I'm sure he'll have his guys ready to play.
Absolutely.
And with the extra time, it'll help both teams get ready in terms of preparation and getting ready to go for the game.
No doubt. Well, you are no stranger to big-time football and high school football in the state of Georgia. That should be a fantastic atmosphere. Again, we're so excited. We've got someone of your caliber and character leading Viking Nation. Any parting words for the fans of Valhalla?
I think the biggest thing is come out Friday night. It's going to be an exciting atmosphere. We got them at home, so that definitely should aid in our game. But like I said, we're at that point where we gotta man up. We got to make plays. We got to get tougher. We got to stay together. And so I think we're doing those things. I think the kids again playing hard. As long as they do that, I'm going to be very pleased with them.
Awesome. Well, everybody is undefeated going into region play here.
Yes, sir.
And, again, it should be a fantastic matchup, another great atmosphere between 2 cross-county rival teams. Looking forward to it, Coach. Coach, thank you so much for being here on Game Day with us.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Coach.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll be back more with Coweta Schools Game Day in just a few moments. Thank you. Welcome back to Coweta Schools Game Day. I'm with my dear friend, head football coach of the Newnan Cougars, Coach Chip Walker. Coach, always great to have you on the show, my friend.
I appreciate it, buddy. It's always good to be here.
Always, always. Well, Coach, I think it's fair to say your kids passed the non-region test with flying colors. They are playing some really good football. You got to feel good about where your kids are heading into region play.
Well, we're proud of them from what we've done so far. Obviously, you know, we let the one slip away. We didn't want to let slip away, but I thought we rebounded well this past week against an opponent that's a good opponent. You know, won 9 games last year and probably going to win a bunch again this year. So we're proud of that. You know, now we're headed into I'm going to call it, we're going to head into a bye week, not an off week, because we got to continue to get better to get ready for region play, and so that's going to be important to us. Need to start off region play on the right foot, and so that's going to be our preparation for the next 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, there was no doubt Friday night versus Arabian Mountain, kids put up a good showing. Of course, I need to quit. I need to quit my biasness with the neighborhood connection, but you know, Porter, Brody, Hayes, you know, Gus, the whole crew is doing good. Just super proud of those kids. But a lot of kids are really making a name for themselves out there, Coach, doing a great job.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of contributions from a lot of different people, both offensively and defensively. You know, and that's been good for us. That's going to pay dividends down the road as we get ready into region play. So, you know, we're excited about where we are. Again, we just got to continue to get better and continue to improve and get ready for Northgate in 2 weeks.
You know, Coach Smart, Kirby Smart of the Georgia Bulldogs, always talks about connectivity. It really seems like with your kids, there's a really good connectivity amongst them. They all like playing for each other and playing hard.
That's one of the things, you know, we've preached since January, and they've been doing a really good job of that, and so we're proud of it. Just got to keep doing that, you know, just keep playing for each other, playing for the man next to you, and doing all those things, and that's what we're going to do.
Right. Well, Coach, it took a lot of guts and character, you know, to come around from a hard-fought game against East Coweta. The resiliency that they've gotten from that shows a lot of character, a lot of wonderful direction in the program. Don't you agree, heading into region play here?
Yeah, sure do. You know, it was. I was a little worried about the letdown. You know, that's obviously that was a difficult game and one that our kids played really hard in. So you know, you always kind of worry about. I don't know if that's technically called a trap game or whatever, but we were a little worried about that because obviously the next name on the schedule is another region, a region and a county opponent. So you know, we were a little worried, but our kids came on Monday at practice, and then we kind of knew they came and played good. You know, there were some things that we didn't do quite as good. We didn't protect the ball as good. We had a few more pre-snap penalties than we want. But those will give us some things to work on over the next 2 weeks.
Right. Well, Coach, it's been a challenging schedule that y'all played thus far. I guess I have to ask, you know, how are y'all holding up injury-wise? Is this a good week to have a bye week?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a really good week for us to have a bye. We got some guys that are banged up. We got some guys who've played through some injuries, so we'll be able to give them a little time, a little rest, and so all that, you know, that's going to be a good week for us to kind of see if we can't get back to as close. You know, once you start football, you're never 100%, but get as close as we can be as a team at 100% healthy.
Right. Well, I'll repeat it again, Coach. Your guys passed the non-region test with flying colors. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Friday night versus Arabian Mountain.
And we're going to start right here on defense. Marion Nichols, what a heck of a play right there in the backfield. That might have been first defensive play of the game. You know, he really did a good job. Early on, got some big pass rush. Here you see our 2 defensive ends, Romel Willis and freshman Ashton Lawless, converging at the quarterback to get them a sack to end Arabia's first drive. It was a really good play by them. Here's Brody throwing it to sophomore Jalen Britt. I mean, this is a kind of a repeating play throughout the course of the night. We threw that thing out there to Jalen 4 or 5 times, and he really ended up really having some big plays. Brody throwing it to
shot right there.
Jamarion Brewer. You know, Gus is banged up a little bit and played some, but didn't play a ton. Jamarion Brewer, again, another name like we're talking about you hadn't heard, but he's a really good player. He stepped in and made a big catch right here for us to get down inside the 10-yard line to kind of, you know, set up our first score.
Coach, it's great to get 3 and out and then take it right down the field and score. That's really making a statement to set the game, start the game.
Anytime that you can get, you know, you go 3 and you get them 3 and out and hold them. There you see Jalen Teagle with the first touchdown of the game. those are big things for our guys to be able to do that.
And Brody seems just so poised in that pocket, too.
He really had a good game. There's Sean Greer, another guy, a junior running back who had a big run for us right there. I still hadn't figured out quite how he got through that right there, but he did a good job with it. It's just heads up by Porter and by Brody. For some reason, they missed him, and Brody and Porter kind of spotted it, maybe from playing ball over in the neighborhood or something, and they spotted it, didn't make a big deal out of it, and Brody just caught it and threw it on what was supposed to be a run play.
Well, it was great protection there too, Coach.
Yeah, it was a good job. There's a good job by us. We brought a blitz, linebacker got home, but then we covered him up really good. And I think this is going to be another one to Britt. Watch, you see John Matthews, the freshman right there,
Good
blocking, and there's Brewer again, and then Britt does what he does, and he is elusive, and he is very hard to tackle. There's no doubt about that.
Game.
Yes, he did. Giving them a different look. They're going to try to get through the middle of the field on us, and Jeb Baggett was right there for a big interception. What a really good play by Jeb. To stop that drive, get us the ball back. Now we got to go. We got to go down here, and we just mentioned John a little bit blocking. Here he is with his first touchdown catch of his career.
Wow.
What I hope is going to be many.
Many. If I'm a betting man, Coach, I think I'm going to take that over.
And then kind of, I don't know a better way to kind of end the highlights with Jacob Stegall with another interception. That's his third interception in three games. You know, if you throw it anywhere in the middle of the field and he's around,
he's going to track it.
He's got a chance to pick it off, just as good a chance to pick it off as if as the opposing team does to catch it.
Coach, that's awesome. We've got a lot of guys, and you've got a lot of guys that are growing up right before our eyes. I'm sure non-region play has got to have them feeling confident. How did this all play out on your big play Cougar board?
Well, you know, it was John Matthews is our offensive player of the game. He had his first touchdown catch. I think he led us in receiving yards. Marion Nichols again on defense, who's been a really good defensive player all year long. And then you know, special teams, we only punted twice, but
great.
Braden Hutchinson pinned them down. Pinned them down
the
5-yard line, and has done a great job. So that's been really good. He's our special teams guy. So it's we're proud of him. You know, it was a good week.
That's great. Definitely a collective effort. Coach, I referenced earlier that you get the bye week this week, and we were talking a little bit before the show. It's a bye week, not an off week. But I'll say this, Coach, iron's going to be sharpening iron this week, I'm pretty sure, right down there on the Grain Street. So
exactly right.
I think it's going to be a very productive week for you guys.
Yeah, you know, it is, and we do ones versus ones a little bit every day at practice. So as you said, iron sharpens iron, but that is going to be our approach. We're going to take it as a bye week, not an off week. Something we've been preaching to our guys since the beginning of football season is there are some teams on our schedule that when you saw them the first week, that's what they're going to be like no matter what week you play them in. And we want to be a team that gets better every single week so that we're a better football team by game 10 than we were at game 1. And we're working on that. We've done that so far. We're going to continue to do that.
Well, Coach, I think, you know, if the first 3 games are any indicator, I think we've got a lot to be excited about as you hit region play. Seems to me like your kids are hitting stride. Coming up, you know, you want to win the bye week, which I know is going to be a top priority for you. And then, you know, another fun matchup. You mentioned 2 crosstown, you know, county rivals going at it, which will be a great atmosphere. Coach, you know, it'll be 2 great programs, 2 great coaches going head-to-head there. Tell us a little bit more about going to play over at Valhalla, the Northgate Vikings.
Well, you know, I got a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Whitley.
He's first class.
He's a great football coach. He's a good friend of mine. And you know, we've battled before when he was at Creekside, and then also when he was at Stockbridge. So you know, it'll be a big test for us to go. You know, first region game. I think, you know, when that one came out, you kind of got to see, you know, as a first region game. We're both gonna have a bye week before that, so we're going to be excited about it. And again, our kids talk a little bit about it, but you know, in region play it is, you want to go 1-0. You got to go 1-0
Right.
to get anywhere else, and so that's going to be our goal.
Well, it's what I told Coach Whitley. Everybody's undefeated right now going into region play. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Coach, your kids played great Friday night. And I think it goes without saying, you know, right there at the end, probably could have popped another one in the end zone there, but that's just, like you said, you're always first class. And it reminds me a couple times, or a time last year when a team was down there on the goal line with you guys, and I remember your guys held them out of the end zone. Game was over, but your kids had the character, and I said, moments like that are going to pay off for the future of the program, and I think that's a direct example of what happens in those cases.
And they did. And, you know, Coach Miller at Arabia is a good friend of mine as well. Our sons actually went to high school together a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, but our kids, I was proud of what they did. Proud of how they performed. Looking forward to this week and next week getting ready to go to Northgate, start region play, and so we're excited about it all.
Awesome. Well, like I said, it looks like things are really, really running great over on LaGrange Street. And Coach, best of luck to you in a couple weeks as you go over to Northgate. We'll be there. Looking forward to it, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Go Cougars.
And with more, we'll be back more with Coweta Sports Game Day in just a few moments. Thank you. That will do it for this week on Game Day. Thanks to all our head coaches and best of luck to all our Coweta teams in 2024. We'll be back with you throughout the year highlighting the great action on the fields and in the gyms of the Coweta County school system. Don't forget to like and subscribe to CCS TV. It helps to get the word out about all the great happenings throughout our school system. I'll see you soon.